Have you ever wondered why healing sometimes feels like it's always one step ahead? Why, even when seeking forgiveness and transformation, we still feel a knot in our heart, an inner voice pulling us back? Many of us carry, unknowingly, an echo from the past, an internalized image that, though invisible, shapes every step of our journey. In this video, we will embark together on a journey of self-discovery and self-acceptance. We will touch on the pain with the gentleness you deserve, and discover how to transform these echoes into whispers of self-love and trust. Prepare to unveil the layers of your being and find the peace that has always been waiting for you. Louise Hay, with her wisdom and unconditional love, teaches us that true liberation isn't about changing others, but about redefining the relationship with that voice dwelling within us. She invites us to look inward, to our own inner mother, and to understand how past experiences can still influence our worthiness and our capacity to receive prosperity and joy. Because when you allow yourself this deep healing, your whole world begins to blossom. It's an invitation to open your heart to new possibilities and to recognize the power that resides within you. I am the source of my own happiness and well-being. Come with me, and let's uncover together the secrets to a fuller, more loving life. The inner voice we carry is often not the most compassionate. Louise Hay teaches us that this inner mother can be harsh, critical, and relentless. She might tell us that we need to be perfect to be loved, or that we must sacrifice ourselves to be accepted. This voice, though it may carry the tone or language of your own mother, lives within you, echoing old patterns that need to be transformed with self-love. It might whisper that your needs are excessive, that your boundaries are selfish, or that your ambition is dangerous. Louise Hay encourages us to question this voice, for it does not reflect the truth of your being. This inner criticism is a reflection of the limiting beliefs we absorbed, and which now manifest as an obstacle to your worthiness and happiness. I am worthy of having my needs met and my boundaries respected. What is even more challenging, my dear, is that you can carry this inner voice into your adult relationships. You might unconsciously expect your partners to save you, to act as parents, or to heal wounds they didn't cause. And when they fail to meet this invisible standard, you might feel abandoned again, reliving the pain of old, unmet expectations. But, as Louise Hay reminds us, they haven't abandoned you. It's the projection of unmet childhood needs that manifests. To break this cycle, you must name this voice, disidentify from it, and observe when your behavior is driven by this internalized image of the mother. This is how you stop being governed by old myths and begin to write a new narrative, full of love, gratitude, and trust in yourself. How we internalize the maternal figure in our childhood, or what we might call the maternal archetype in broader terms, isn't confined to our inner world. Louise Hay shows us that this image powerfully manifests in all our adult relationships. You might, for example, expect your partners to save you, to act as parents, or to heal wounds they didn't cause. It's a reflection of the search for an unconditional love that might have been missing. When these expectations are unmet, the pain of abandonment can resurface, even if the current situation isn't the real cause. Louise Hay invites us to realize that this feeling is often a projection of unmet childhood needs, an echo of that inner mother who still seeks validation and security. It's an invitation to look inward and recognize that I am the source of my own love and care. To break this cycle, it's essential to name this dynamic, disidentify from it, and carefully observe when your behavior is driven by this internalized image. Louise Hay encourages us to recognize that By doing so, you stop being governed by old patterns and begin to write a new narrative for your life, a narrative of freedom and worthiness. However, even as you strive to rewrite your inner story, there's a subtle force that might try to hold you back. It's as if a part of you is tied to an invisible agreement, a deep loyalty that unconsciously prevents you from fully moving forward. Let's explore this invisible loyalty and how it can manifest in your life. There's a profound concept that Louise Hay helps us uncover, and which Bert Hellinger also explored: the idea of invisible loyalty. It's a subtle yet powerful belief that healing yourself and moving beyond your parents' pain might unconsciously be an act of betrayal. Deep within your being, there might be a silent agreement, a vow you never consciously made, to carry your mother's burdens so she wouldn't carry them alone. This loyalty, though born from a place of love and compassion, often manifests as self-sabotage. You might find yourself underestimating your own potential, recoiling from success when it's within reach, or pushing away love just when it starts to feel safe. Louise Hay teaches us that these are not accidents, but echoes of a child who learned that surpassing the mother's emotional experience meant risking her love or losing her entirely. It's possible you find yourself mimicking her pain as a form of connection. If she felt loneliness, you remain alone. If she was silenced, you hesitate to speak. Louise Hay reminds us that this unconscious mirroring might seem like solidarity, but in truth, it's emotional stagnation. Her suffering is not yours to replicate, and your life is not her story of redemption. I am free to create my own story of joy and prosperity. The healing here is not rebellion, but a loving realignment. It's the courage to say, I honor you not by remaining stuck, but by rising. I love you not by echoing your wounds, but by healing them within myself. This is true liberation, an essential step for you to finally reparent yourself and nurture yourself with the self-love you deserve. The most powerful step to break these patterns is to learn to reparent yourself. This means, in essence, learning to give yourself the care, guidance, and compassion that you may never have consistently received. It's about becoming the mother your inner child always needed, nurturing her with unconditional love. Louise Hay reminds us that I am the source of my own nurturing. This process begins with attentive listening. When sadness arises, don't ignore it. When fear appears, don't suppress it. When you feel overwhelmed, don't punish yourself for feeling weak. Instead, ask yourself, with the gentleness Louise Hay teaches us, what do I need right now? What would a loving mother say to me now? This form of inner parenting is not passive. It requires discipline and vigilance. You need to notice when you're repeating old dynamics, when your inner critic is gaining strength, or when your boundaries start to dissolve to maintain peace. Louise Hay encourages us to become both the nurturer and the protector of ourselves, validating our feelings and guiding us with the truth of our being. Hold yourself with love through mistakes, without falling into shame. Allow yourself to rest without guilt. Celebrate your achievements without needing external permission. This is the rebirth of your self-esteem. And if it feels strange, it's because you're doing something perhaps no one ever taught you. But as you practice, this inner relationship becomes the foundation for all others, paving the way for the ultimate transformation. Absolutely, dear one, we move forward with Louise Hay's inspiration to the topic of breaking patterns and claiming freedom. My dear, breaking these patterns doesn't mean erasing your past, but rather choosing that it no longer defines you. Louise Hay teaches us that you may never receive the apology you deserved, or the maternal presence you longed for. But the crucial point is that you are no longer a child. Now I am the person who chooses my path and my freedom. You have the power to choose. You can decide to stop identifying with the wounded version of yourself. You can release the myth that healing requires someone else to change. And most importantly, you can choose to stop living by rules that were written for a version of you that no longer exists. This is the true autonomy that Louise Hay invites us to embrace. This is not a denial of pain, my dear. It is the conscious decision to stop making pain your home. Start noticing the small moments when you say yes to avoid guilt, when you diminish yourself to avoid envy, or when you apologize for taking up your own space. Louise Hay shows us that these are the entry points, the echoes of that inner maternal voice. Question them with self-love. Ask, who taught me this? And do I want to carry this any longer? This is where emotional maturity begins, when you stop acting out of habit and start acting out of intention. Let your values, not your wounds, guide the way. When you